Hello, loves. I'm so excited for today's Zoom topic about reversing your biological clock with MetaPWR. This is going to be so fun. You'll probably remember our guest speaker, Kat, because in the survey, when we asked some of your favorite moments, one of the most consistent favorite moments was Kat's session that she took you all with that beautiful, check-in, that self-appointed check-in as you progressively invite yourself to come home to a state of restfulness when she taught you the body scan. So I'm so happy that she's back again. Thank you for giving us your time, Kat. And let's jump into it. We have a PowerPoint presentation. We've got time for Q&A. Please make sure you use the chat if you have any questions, and we will come back to them at the end. So take it away, Kat. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. Well, I am going to jump straight into it and share my screen with you. So let's do that and make sure I can see everybody, because last time I didn't know where to put this little thingy. Okay, that's good for me. Is it good for you? All right, so
Perfect.
we're going to today have a deep dive into the MetaPWR system. Just to introduce myself again, I'm Kat. I've worked for over 20 years in mental health. I'm an accredited behavioural analyst. I've worked in rehabs, in private practice, and I've even developed my own charity to help women recover from mental health issues post-trauma. And I'm really excited to be doing the deep dive into the MetaPWR system today because I'm a total nerd. I love sciencey stuff. So we're going to go deep into some sciencey stuff today about how the system works and why it works. And yeah, let's just jump straight in. Actually, before I jump in, I did want to say never underestimate the power of a supplement. So never underestimate the power of adding nutrients, supplements, vitamins into your diet, because we need it. But for my own personal story, I have special needs kids, and when they were little, they were in a peer-reviewed study with a doctor in Melbourne who treats children with ADHD with only dietary changes and supplements, so magnesium, vitamin C, zinc, etc., etc. And the results were absolutely phenomenal. I'm talking about one of my kids who would cry and melt down all day. I was ready to jump out the window, and within 3 weeks that was gone. So don't underestimate the power of supplements. I've used supplements for myself, and then over the last 20 years my clients, to help them support themselves to manage or recover from mental health issues. So these MetaPWR supplements are powerful and exciting. So, oh, hang on, that's not working. There we go. So the MetaPWR system is a line of supplements developed to help us with our metabolic health. It's a complete range, so when it's used as a system, it can really have a powerful effect on us, and it's been carefully and consistently researched by the scientists at doTERRA and developed with metabolic health and health span in mind. All of doTERRA supplements are certified pure tested grade, so you can rest assured that they are going to do what they say they're going to do, and that they're pure, not only pure in the ingredients, but sustainably sourced. So sourced from places where they are not only helping people create jobs, but helping the community rise, which is very exciting. So why is metabolic health so important? I've got a lot of words up here, so I won't forget anything, but I've also got notes, so I won't forget anything. So metabolism matters because although we might be living longer as a population in this day and age, we might not be living as well as we could be. So the longer we live, are we actually enjoying those years that we're living because our body is still working for us, because we have the vitality, we have the brain working great, or are we losing that as we age? So metabolism and aging have a lot to do with each other. So up there, I've got a little car. It's like, think about the way a car burns petrol. It generates kinetic energy, movement, like our metabolism, but it also has a byproduct called exhaust. So as your body does its job creating energy, it also has a byproduct called free radicals. So free radicals can build up in our system and cause what's called oxidative stress. So we need to deal with those free radicals and the oxidative stress, which is aging our cells and making our systems go down as we age. So we can do something about our cellular aging. We may not be able to get rid of our graying hairs, maybe with dye, or our wrinkles and how old we're looking, but when it comes to the cellular health, there is something we can do about it. And that is known as biological age. So we have the power to assist our biological age to create a longer health span. So health span, again, is unlike lifespan, which is strictly the years of your life. Health span refers to how long you stay well and how long your overall health lasts. So what we are seeing is that as a population, we may be living at only about 70% of our actual health span. So cute little graphs. I love a good graph. So you can see the light gray line is what an average population looks like. We grow up, we hit adolescence, and then once we hit adulthood, we very incrementally start losing our health span as we age. And then the older we get, maybe past midlife, that drops off dramatically. And you can see the black line there is if people have medical interventions, perhaps that can help. But what we're aiming for with the MetaPWR system is that top line, that orange line, where we stay healthier and vitality, energy for longer, because we're working on our cellular aging. And who knows, that can actually be a lot longer than expected. Like I said, lifespan's not predictable for anybody, but we do have some power over our health span. Rightio, so let's dive into each product. So the MetaPWR system is made up of a core group of 3 products. There's other associated products with those, especially in the American market. But the first one I want to talk to you about is the MetaPWR Active Blend, CPTG. So CTPG is certified pure tested grade. So every oil that comes out of doTERRA is put through rigorous testing to make sure that it's certified pure and it's at the right levels to get the most benefit. Just as an aside, the name MetaPWR was developed to encapsulate the word power, but also mean personal wellness realized, because that is the heart of doTERRA, to actually help the world heal and have the best health that they can. So the ingredients in MetaPWR Active Blend, we have grapefruit and lemon. So both grapefruit and lemon have naturally high levels of bioactive limonene. So bioactive means it's actually works in the body. So grapefruit and lemon can support metabolism, mood enhancement, skincare, weight management, stress hormone support, immune functions, antioxidants. We also have peppermint, which has been shown to curb hunger cravings, to be cooling and invigorating, energy boosting, mood enhancing, digestive support, respiratory support, pain relief. And then we have ginger. Bioactive constituent is gingerols. Isn't that cute? Gingerols. Makes me think of puppies. I don't know why. Showgulls, I don't know how to say that, and paradols. So good for detoxification, inflammation, mood enhancement, and digestive support. And then we have cinnamon bark, which is cinnamaldehyde. That sounds amazing. Cinnamaldehyde works on inflammation, and it's antimicrobial, mood enhancement. So you can see these 5 different oils have amazing ranges of effects overall. But when combined, that's in this blend, and it's a proprietary blend because it's been researched, and there's some kind of magic that happens. So the preclinical research suggests that the combination may reduce the size of adipose fat cells when ingested. And it also suggests that it can limit the development of new fat cells and the growth of existing cells. So how we take MetaPWR is we can inhale it. So we can put it in a diffuser for an energizing, uplifting feeling. We can use it topically on our body. I know that there's been one where people have talked about dry brushing with the MetaPWR to help with the belly weight, and internally for the metabolism usage and for energy. Actually, I use it for energy. I sip it all day. It's working well for me. Just a quick look at that, the science. So back to adipose fat cells. So by the time we've reached adolescence, we basically have a fixed number of adipocytes, which is our fat cells, and they grow and shrink. And fat cells grow when they retain droplets of fatty acids, and the research suggests MetaPWR Active can limit the development of new fat cells and the growth of existing fat cells. And here is a little picture of a snippet of the research that was done at doTERRA Science. So it's showing that at the start of a 14-day cycle where the fat cells were at, and then at the end, if I get my little blue thing here, that's the end of 14 days, how it inhibited the growth of the fat cells. And the reason I've put this up is that there used to be a blend in doTERRA called Smart and Sassy, which had the same 5 ingredients in it, but they did a deeper dive into the research when they brought MetaPWR out and looked at the levels to which each of those components was in the oil and is it doing. And they found, they did a few different ratios of it, and they found that this MetaPWR blend had a really far more powerful effect on those fat cells than the other 2. So that's when MetaPWR was born. Now, it would actually be remiss to look at this oil as purely a weight control supplement. Okay, so while it can have that effect, the truth is that when our body is working to create those fat cells and pop them or whatever it is, you know, when it's using its energy to do that, it is taking energy away from other vital functions. Now, that is a scientifically researched fact. So it's not actually so much about weight loss, but we want the energy in our cells to go to where it needs to go to keep our body functioning amazingly, right? Okay, the next one I'm going to jump into is the MetaPWR Assist. So MetaPWR Assist is it has the same 5 essential oils as the oil blend. So it has the lemon, grapefruit, peppermint, ginger, cinnamon bark, but it adds a couple of amazing things to it that really help our metabolism. So it has been shown to reduce carbohydrate digestion by 42% when taken with a meal. So that's converting carbohydrates to blood sugar. So instead of having a giant sugar spike after a carby meal, you'll notice narrower shifts in that. So we all know that when we've had a bit of a carby sugar spike, we get a bit zing for a while and then we really bomb out. So this product is here to help us not have the bomb out and help us digest our meals. So the ingredients in here, like I said, same 5 ingredients as the MetaPWR oil. Also contains berberine, which can lower blood sugar, increase weight loss, improve heart health. And then a power substance, mulberry leaf extract, been shown to reduce carbohydrate digestion, i.e. Blood sugar spikes by up to 42% when taken with a meal. So back to the car analogy, like a car, every time your blood sugar spikes, you age. So like a car, when you put your foot on the accelerator and you slam on the brakes, it's like it's going to wear down your car really quickly, isn't it? So that's when we're eating sugary, carby meal. Even if our body hasn't got what it takes just to digest what we're having, even if it's healthy, we're still going to have those spikes and crashes and spikes and crashes, you know, accelerate, brake, and it really puts pressure on your system and ages us faster. So MetaPWR Assist, down the bottom you can see that it's for oral use. So take 1 capsule with water 15 to 30 minutes before your largest meal, up to 3 times a day. Now on that 15 to 30 minutes, done is better than perfect. I don't know if you're like me, but I rarely remember to do something 30 minutes before a meal unless I've got it in an alarm clock in my phone. So just take it when you remember it. Done's better than perfect, but 15 to 30 minutes before your meal is great. And then just a little graph from the doTERRA research. So here's some research they did without MetaPWR Assist. The blood sugar spikes were at 102, and then after a week on MetaPWR Assist, they dropped 13% down to 89. So that's pretty good. Everyone needs a little bit of help, hey? And I love MetaPWR Advantage. I can be biased, but this is my favorite part of the system because it gives me oodles of energy, and I need energy. I've had Epstein-Barr virus in my 20s, and ever since then I go through phases of chronic fatigue, and I have felt probably in the last 6 months since I've been taking MetaPWR just incredibly different. So more energy, less brain fog, and it's a really exciting product and even award-winning actually. So in 2023 it won Collagen of the Year, and there's a really, really good reasons why. So it contains collagen and NMN. So let's jump into what NMN does. So NMN is a supplement that lots of well-known scientists have been speaking about for a couple of years. So I don't know if you've ever heard of the likes of Dr. Andrew Huberman, but he's one of the ones who's like, everybody needs this as they age. So now to explain that the sciencey stuff in layman's terms, we have what's called mitochondria. So mitochondria is the battery in the center of all of our cells. So it creates the energy. It's the energy center of all of our cells. And how it does that is our body produces a substance called NAD+ and NADH, and they're crucial for mitochondrial maintenance. But as we age, our production of those 2 things drops. So supplementing with NMN is what we need to help maintain that mitochondria battery in the middle of our cells that gives us the energy that keeps all of our systems, our organs, everything working together well. And Is there anything else I wanted to say about that? Because I have lots of notes, but it's hard looking at both. Yeah, so it's just basically to help our cells remain functioning in a more youthful way. Back to that graph I showed you of health span, NMN is one of those things that is going to keep that health span curve going longer on the top line. Okay, so another amazing thing about MetaPWR Advantage is that it has 9 collagen tripeptides. So a lot of other products on the market will only give you 1 or 2 collagen tripeptides. Now, I think a lot of us don't know too much about collagen, and certainly I didn't know much before I took MetaPWR, and I had taken other collagens before, and I was like, oh, that makes my tummy feel funny or whatever, and stopped taking them. But the interesting part about collagen is that people think it's just for skin and hair. I know I did, but it's not just that. Collagen has, there's actually over 28 known types of collagen, and they have a huge amount of functions in our body. So they break down food, grow and repair body tissue, make hormones and brain chemicals, neurotransmitters, provide energy, maintain healthy skin, hair, nails, build muscle, boost your immune system, and sustain a normal digestive system. So collagen is a very important part of our system. And of course, as we age, it's another thing that starts to drop away and that we need to support ourselves with. So yeah, once again, bones, skins, tendons, cartilage, joints, muscles, arteries, organs, layers of skin, cornea of the eye, placental tissues, and fibrils, which is the part that stabilizes our cartilage. So collagen is a very important and much needed type, and it's not bioavailable unless it's ingested. By the way, that is what the research shows. So MetaPWR itself, the collagen in here, because of the way it is sourced and developed, has a bioavailability rate 12 times that of other standard collagens. So bioavailability means just how much your body can take that and use it. Also, the collagen in MetaPWR Advantage is marine collagen, so it is not a vegan product, but they chose marine collagen because of its bioavailability. They did the research, they worked to see what was the best source of how we could make this the most active bioavailable collagen. Okay, so liposomal vitamin C is different from regular vitamin C. That's the number 3 there. Primarily because, once again, it's bioavailability. So liposomal, lipids are fatty cells. So we have lots of little good fatty cells that carry and house what we need in our body and make it available to us. So liposomal vitamin C is crucial for the overall connective tissues. And we've got hyaluronic acid. Most people would have heard of hyaluronic acid. That's in lots of cosmetic products because it helps our skin absorb and retain water, helps prevent dry and damaged skin. And then another supplement that's that I've only heard about in the last few years as well, and lots of people are talking about, is resveratrol. So it's a natural compound found in various plants and berries and such, and I've put even wine in there because of those wine drinker girls, chin chin, although it's probably not the best way to get your resveratrol because alcohol's not great for us. Anyway, it has various effects on the body, including antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. It's known for its potential to reduce cardiovascular health. And yeah, I've lost it. I can't see it at the bottom there. Anyway, may support something at the bottom. I think it's heart health. So moving right along, there's so much in MetaPWR Advantage. There's actually 10 things I've got here. So number 8, phytoceramides are lipids. So that's the little fatty cells that help carry the good stuff around and connect the good stuff in our body. And so it has lipids that naturally exist in the skin's outer layer that play a crucial role in maintaining skin's moisture and barrier function. And then biotin, vitamin H. So the body needs biotin to metabolize carbohydrates, fats, and amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein. Biotin is also used in strengthening hair and nails. Once again, remember, fat is not about fat. It's about what is your body paying attention to. So if your body's paying attention to building and reducing fat cells all the time, then the energy is not going to your organs and the other things that it actually needs to go to. So, and the last one is sea buckthorn. So 2 pictures. I didn't know what sea buckthorn looked like, but I'm going to go back to. This is sea buckthorn. Isn't it cute? It's a berry. I thought it would be seaweed. So sea buckthorn is often used for its health and beauty benefits, including skincare and hair care. Believed to have anti-inflammatory and antioxidant and immune boosting properties, rich in essential fatty acids and vitamins. So that is an incredible supplement, once again, scientifically researched and developed with all the right levels to do what it says it will do. So how do these 3 work as a system? Because it is a system. You can take them separately, but when taken all together, they do have a really powerful effect. So MetaPWR Active Blend, a reminder, use that in your water. You can put that one in your water for the day and sip on that. I do that. I've got it in my water right now. And then MetaPWR Assist, take that before your largest meal of the day, up to 3 times a day to assist with those blood sugar spikes. And then MetaPWR Advantage, you can take 1 sachet a day. You can take more. I know Ness takes more than that. And a lot of people, if they're not feeling well or they're going through quite a slump, would take more of that. So take 1 sachet a day in a cup of water. Good to know about MetaPWR Advantage is it is not a sip on all day supplement. It is a shot. So it is at its most active when you first put it in and whizzed it up, and down that shot within 90 seconds of whizzing it up. So I actually use less than a cup of water because I can't gulp that fast. I use about a quarter of a cup of water and just shot it back, and woo, that's a zing. So an example of a daily routine that you can do with MetaPWR: in the morning, 2 drops of MetaPWR in water. Take your MetaPWR Active Blend, so that's the essential oil, in water. So then your MetaPWR Advantage sachet in water as a shot. And if you're on the lifelong vitality supplements, take them too in the morning. Middle of the day, daytime, use your MetaPWR Assist capsule with your lunch, 30 minutes prior, if you remember, at lunch, if that's when you remember. And then throughout the afternoon, you can use your MetaPWR Active Blend, the essential oil, or there's beadlets you can use between meals if you're feeling, like if you're someone who struggles with cravings for like chocolate or whatever that is, a big roll, a burger. Anyway, you can just use that to help with the cravings. It has been shown to assist with cravings, but also the way I use it is for that energy between meals, especially the afternoon slump where I'm a bit like, oh, what a day it's been, you know. And then in the evening, we can use our MetaPWR Assist again, or if that's the largest meal of the day, we'll use it just then. And then after meals, MetaPWR Active Blend, essential oil blend in water for those pudding attacks. In New Zealand, we call it pudding. And then take your lifelong vitality also if you are on that. So In conclusion, like I said at the beginning, never underestimate the power of supplementation. And when it comes to MetaPWR Advantage, MetaPWR Assist, MetaPWR Active Essential Oil Blend, I know that they have been powerful in my lives and the lives of my family and my clients. So I had a client reach out to me who started on MetaPWR 2 months ago. She reached out to me after 7 days of being on it. She couldn't get out of bed in the morning. She was just struggling. She could no longer go for her morning walk. And then she rang me so excited after a week on MetaPWR Advantage and said, oh my goodness, I'm out of bed. I'm walking the beach. What is happening to me? And I'm like, this is really exciting. And obviously, I've told you what it does for me. It makes me feel so energized. I haven't struggled with those little chronic fatigue bouts since I've been using it. And also my mum, who has had 2 TACE chemo procedures, is on Advantage plus Lifelong Vitality, and she is feeling great, even though she's just had another chemo TACE. So I'm really excited about it for me, and I hope you are too. And there ends the presentation. We can open it for questions now.
It was wonderful. Thank you so much. If you just want to stop screen share, gorgeous, that's it. Yay.
Yay.
Put a 1 in the chat if you felt like that was helpful. Did that illuminate some things for you? Great. Before we turn off the recording, is there any question or comments that you would like to say, add, before we switch off recording to go to personal stuff? Okay, great. All right. Well, thank you so much, Kat, for joining us. We're going to take it for our private Q&A session now.
Yep.
You'll see some gratitude pouring in the chat now. Thank you.
Nice.
It was illuminating. It was super clear. And I love the simplicity behind it. Like, this is what you do morning, afternoon, evening. Adapt it if you need, but this is a great way to follow up for your daily plan. So thank you so much for that. All right, let me just stop the recording.